Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Sword Art Online Alicization, excuse me, Rising Steel video. What we're doing today is we're going to be showing off a little bit of Eydis and kind of how she plays. I hope you guys enjoy, have fun, hit that subscribe if you're ready for more content. So previously we did do some gameplay for Sortalina, so you guys can check that out. I'll leave that down below in the description for you, and she is quite powerful. Now, these units are all really, in my opinion, pretty good. It just depends on the setting that they're in and kind of the team comps around them. So Eydis is interesting because Eydis is a character, and they actually do this quite a bit, but Eydis is a character that is able to fulfill a couple of roles. So Eydis has a multi-target healing ability, which is the Umbra Drain. So that's obviously really good. It does solid damage, also heals you back. So obviously like to do that. And again, it's multi-target, so it's pretty nice. And then she also has, as you see here, a Cyclone physical attack that does a good bit of damage too. So they do this thing in the game where a lot of times they allow these units to have access to a magic attack and a physical attack. And it's kind of weird because you don't really see that in a lot of games like this. And generally the units that are kind of like that, their stats are pretty middling and stuff like that. And, you know, Eydis kind of falls, succumbs to a little bit of that, but she's still just incredibly good. So overall, though, I think probably my favorite character in the game, which is fitting considering she's this game's original character. So let me know how you guys feel about this character just in general in the comments down below and what your experiences have been. See right there, you see some of that AoE multi-target sweeping ability. She just hit all of them for about 6,000 or 7,000 damage, which is a really good amount of damage. Now, this is not really a setting that you need to take too seriously. This isn't particularly hard content, right? We're just versus the regular evolution stage, daily stage. So this kind of is not the best barometer. We'll go back, jump into some ordinal and stuff like that. I'm still trying to, by the way, figure out how I want to show these units off and what setting. Like in Sortalina's video, I was able to take her versus the tower boss and kind of show off what she could do because, wouldn't you know, she's a water type unit and they're pretty good there, obviously. So it was a little easier to kind of put her in a setting where she's able to do more damage, right? So one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to, in spots, kind of prioritize buffing and powering up the physical skill on Eydis, and then in other spots prioritize the magic ability, which again, in most cases you might as well just do it, right? You might as well just use the magic skill and not really worry so much about the Cyclone. But yeah, that's why I use the sharpness there, and I also get some physical resistance down. So ordinarily, you know, this is going to hit really hard as a result of those two things. So let's see how much damage we can do, and we do 21k, obviously pretty good damage there. So there are going to be little spots where I just kind of alternate like that as a result of trying to get the most out of the character. And the good thing about these Asunas is, well, they both are able to fulfill both of the roles I need. So we just got a magic buff courtesy of Goddess Stacia Alice, and as a result, next time around, we're going to go for the Umbra Drain and do a good bit of damage. Now, I will go ahead and I think damage here. I was contemplating maybe just kind of like staying and not really going for much damage. At this point, I realized that, oh, hey, I also kind of would like to have gotten the Incarnate ability. So since that isn't the case, I do go ahead and run it back later on in the video to make sure we at least get one showing of the Incarnate in the video. So again, if you want to see the Incarnate, you can either watch the whole video, I implore you to do so, or just kind of click through later and you'll be able to see that. So, contemplating what I want to go for, but again, Umbra Drain is the better skill here, just because of all the things that are going on for me. And let's see how this works out. And again, 7,000, 6,000. That damage is about, I think, about halved in Ordinal. Now, it's still a really good damaging ability and a really good healing ability in Ordinal too. But without the ability to one-shot characters, it does, in my opinion, at least in that mode, lose a little bit of value. Just a bit. Not that much, just a little bit. But I think it would be ridiculously OP if it was able to one-shot more often than it is. Like, I don't have it do that very often. Maybe if she has type advantage and stuff like that, then she'll be able to do it. But in most cases, again, she just doesn't one-shot the enemy. Again, that's fine, though. But coming from, like, Alice, who has a multi-hit move, too, which does so much damage, and she can pretty much one-shot in the right setting, it's kind of like a weird thing to be in. But you also do have to consider the fact that when it comes to Eydis, obviously, again, the character is also out here trying to heal your units as well, right? So let's go ahead and jump into some Ordinal and kind of test her out. And we do have Alice on the team, too. The good thing is that Eydis is actually pretty fast, so you can kind of set up if you want to, or you can stay, or you can do multiple things with Eydis. She's one of the faster characters as well, so like you'll be able to always get kind of priority, and that's really good if you are using her enhance ability to increase your break rate and stuff like that. So like she's good just in general. It just depends on what you're trying to do. My main strategy for Ordinal is kind of enacted here, where I generally just go for the healer and just get rid of them. You can also kind of cheese the AI anyway by doing damage to the other units, and the healer will automatically heal, whereas they probably would have otherwise maybe done some damage. So I did put Sortalina back in the team here. Part of the reason why is because her cryogenic skill does debuff the enemy's magic resistance, right? So I wanted to obviously get that going. So right here I'm just trying to get back to Eydis. I don't want to have Alice come in and pretty much one-shot them or anything like that. Just stalling, that's all it is. So if I at any point use an unnecessary heal, or it's kind of hard to say unnecessary in this video because I'll be getting buffs when my healers are buffing pretty much. But if I do that, or if I attack regularly, or if I stay, it's just because I'm trying to get back to Eydis. And right here I might go for an enhance. Okay, I opt to do the damage here because, again, Umbra doesn't really one-shot. So right here I'm going for more of a physical setting, it looks like. So we're going to stay one more time, and we get the opportunity to attack. We're pretty low on HP, so in fact I do go for that. And see, like I said, the damage is halved. The heal is very potent, though. Like, I'm not mad at it at all. The heal is incredibly potent, so it makes sense, again, as to why the damage is so kind of like minuscule here. Doing like 3,000 damage or so, which is not bad if you couple it with other units like these two who wouldn't have one-shot anyway in the same setting. So it's good to chip damage them, right, if that makes sense. You do a little bit of chip damage, and then that allows for your other units to take them down. The only thing you need to be wary of is if you're kind of relying on a strategy like that where you do a little bit of damage, not a full one-shot, maybe half HP or something like that. Only thing you really need to be worrying about when it comes to that is you have to be aware of the position of the enemy's healers, because if you do that, they might mess around and heal, which in turn pretty much just made you waste your whole attack turn and things like that. Right here, I'm kind of considering what I wanted to take on. Again, like I said, still a little bit uneasy about like what I want to do in terms of showcasing some of my units and kind of putting them in settings and showing them off here in videos. So right here, I opted to put her into the team so I can get all the buffs I want. So I can be versatile with the buffs, magic buff, strike buff, and resistance is down in terms of both of those. This team does all of those things, and that's all I really need. And we also have that sustainability with the healers as well. Actually, not a bad comp that I just kind of threw together, to be honest. Kind of just do whatever we want to do. So we're going to get the magic buff, and we're going to go for the heal here. Again, double heal, but I wanted the stat increase. So you see what I'm talking about? Just about half. But again, not bad. Not a criticism. It is still very good. It's still a very, very potent skill, especially for the heal. So right here, we're going to go for the attack. I was debating on going for the magic down, but it was just kind of irrelevant because we weren't going to really get an opportunity to do that again. I guess I could have if I had stayed and maybe done that, but she was going to one-shot the enemy regardless from the range they were at, I believe, anyway, so it didn't really matter too much. So I also wanted to make sure that I had the ability to get the Incarnate in this fight. I believe I do get that. So you'll see me kind of slow down the pace a little bit, not of my clicking or anything like that, but you'll see me maybe stall a little bit or like stay or whatever so I can get the charges going, because I didn't really have many charges on the team. This Asuna, I was going to say Alice. This Asuna, though, is pretty much the only charger that I have going here. So you'll see me maybe just like doing this, like staying and like not worrying about attacking so much, kind of basically preserving MP. Not that it's necessary to do that, but trying to force my way to get the ability to to get the charge up, because I was like, oh, hey, I really want to get the Incarnate, right? And show that off. And I want to get the Incarnate and have it buffed a bit. And, you know, if you couple this run with the earlier run, right, where we started the video initially before we played Ordinal, you'll notice that in that portion, I did prioritize getting some of those physical attacks in, right? So here we are, just, again, kind of doing the same thing. And we pretty much have max charge, so we're good, which is what I wanted. That's why those two buttons on the left exist. You know what? I'm going to be honest. A lot of times I ignore those two command buttons over there on the far left. I don't really do anything. Like, even if I want to stall, I'll just use an enhance ability. I don't care most of the time. But they are pretty useful in terms of, like, lining up your units in a certain way, or, like, if you need to do just a weaker attack to not use any MP, right? So they're nice skills. So we're going to go for the buff, of course. I think we do, in fact. I'm debating on getting... Yeah, there it is. I was debating on getting the max charge with the attack there, but might as well not even bother when you look at the position of my units. We do take some damage, and that's why I healed as well, because I was like, man, what if they like all decide to attack her and Eydis gets KO'd? By the way, the funny thing about Eydis is in the character like profile, when you have the character, you go to that the page where they talk about the character, right? I go for the attack increase. It actually mentions he. I'm pretty sure that's a typo and a pretty bad one because it's multiple times. Because all the character, like, information for this character, like, all the art for this character, shows it being a her. Like, she's got obviously boobs and stuff, so it's like I'm not sure. So if you're somebody that was thinking it's a guy, I wouldn't really care, I guess. But yeah, it's 99% sure it's a chick, just for the record. Because I keep saying she for the video. I know somebody probably tried to correct me already. But yeah, like literally all the promo art, everything for this character. It's like, oh yeah, it's definitely not a guy, right? I guess maybe they're doing cross-gender stuff. I think that's a bit extreme for anime. I don't have any problem with it in real life. Or in anime, but I mean like for Sword Art, I don't think they'd go there, if that makes sense. Gotta make sure I cover all my P's and Q's. Alright, anyways, here we go for the Incarnate. I finally was done stalling and getting it all lined up, getting the appropriate buffs, and here we go. I do have her weapon as well, so that was really cool to get the weapon. Because most of the time I miss out on getting the appropriate weapon. Wait, no, is this her weapon? This might actually, I feel like it is her weapon. It's got the white sheath. No, that's this though. That is, that's just this skill. I don't think that is her weapon. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. But obviously, in hindsight, I'll know, so you no need to tell me in the comments. But yeah, I can't recall. But anyways, I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure that it's not, in fact, now at this point. Anyways, long story short, yeah. A lot of times I miss out on the weapons because the weapon gosh is trash. Trash. So there you have it, everyone. It was a ton of fun to be able to do this video for you all. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Have fun. Hit that subscribe, of course, if you are new for more content on Sword Art Online, Alicization, Rising Steel. Have an awesome day, everyone, and I'll catch all of you guys in the next one.